Hello guys, welcome to the Train Parrot. I want to share a very quick update on the price action this morning. We are seeing quite big volatility, a bearish price action, and yesterday we talked a little bit about that, but I want to give you an update on what could come next based on what I'm seeing right now on the charts. So let's go straight into the 4-hour time frame. You can see that after the price went to take this area of liquidation levels, I usually leave a brown box showing me where is the liquidation pool that started from 46, and it was supposed to get consumed up until 65.4, but we failed to do that. We only took half of that liquidity. Price left some liquidity there with a double top. And after that, we broke below the CPR levels, and not just below the CPR levels for the month of August, but also below the upward sloping trend line that was quite holding the price since 49K. So that's why it's substantial to lose it. And at the moment, we are below it. We actually already tested this as resistance, and we went to 57.9. So what is going on in the price action here? I told you yesterday that in order to see whether we can achieve these low levels, what we needed to monitor is this trend line that was at 62. At the moment that we went below 62 and we turn it into resistance, that is your second golden entry for a short. The first one was after putting the equal highs in here at 65. Your second short entry was below the trend line and breaking below the CPR and targeting these order blocks that are highlighted in here by this indicator. Now we have a fair value gap at 60.6 that should stay as resistance at the moment. If we go beyond that and above the trend line, of course, if we go above 65, this whole thing was just a fake out to the downside, a bear trap. But I will be very surprised if we leave this liquidity that we failed to take. From 57.7 to 57.2, that's where I currently have an order to buy a little bit more. I already filled my order at 60 when we broke down. I was thinking that this liquidity in there will be interesting. The 60 that didn't hold us. The 57.2 is my next order. And then we have liquidation levels at 54. That's also interesting. And if we went back into the bottom of the megaphone pattern, it's quite difficult to switch the charts in here, but if you've been watching the channel, you know that 46 is the last line in the sand for the megaphone pattern. I will probably put another order in here as well. Let me show you the RSI. Yesterday we talked that the RSI will have already broken down on Monday, and it continues with this trajectory to the downside. And now this RSI is going to be fantastic because we're going to probably later in a later video, I'm going to show you how, but I'm probably going to put a trend line to see a breakout to the upside. Now we are at levels of 30, and this was the breakdown that told us that the daily potentially was going to also break down. Let's have a look at the daily, how we are doing there. And I think that we have already broken down all the trend lines. So the dotted yellow trend line was holding us by the end of Monday. By the end of Tuesday, we broke below both of them. So we say that from 55 to 50 was our support. And we went straight to 45. So now this has been a level of interest. We need to see if this is going to hold around 45. If not, we could continue going lower, building a channel to the downside. And we were anticipating yesterday that as we approach September, we should be expecting some bearish price action. And that's the typical price action that you get on September. But we were going to judge what's going on based on what the daily RSI is doing. And at the moment, the daily RSI has already broken down all levels of support. So we should be expecting short-term some bearish price action for September. And as it comes to the end of September, hopefully, we're gonna exit with bullish price action into October. Stay with me a little bit longer because I'm gonna show you the liquidation levels on trading different. Let's see what's there for the whales to have a feast of liquidity. So look at this. We are at 59,400 and we are leaving behind all these red levels that were formed at the time we broke below to 58K. So those are stop losses from people that are currently longing. And if the price continues this trajectory to the downside, the first thing that is going to consume is 57.7 to 57.2, and possibly there could be a bounce from there, just like there was at 58. But I will speculate that it will be larger, just because in here there is no redness until 58, but now there is. So that should push back the price back up, possibly into above 60, but we cannot assume that necessarily that's going to hold. And below the price, as you can see, there is not much liquidity. And my next level of interest, if I'm actually thinking to buy, if we go below that, is 54. And if that doesn't hold, then my last level of interest is 46 to 48. That is the level that coincides with the bottom of the megaphone pattern, and it could be the last spring that we need end of September into October. Hopefully that is going to hold and we are going to continue in a bull market. Hopefully there is no big black swan events coming into October, spoiling a potential big party of 3 months to the upside. And let's hope that those signals are going to play out and that we don't need to be accommodating the trend line and start doing some dirty tricks to find the next breakout to the upside. I'll see you in the next one, and later today I'm gonna have a much more quality video. I just don't have time to do all the editing now. I wanted to give you a quick update. Hit the like if you appreciate that. Let's get to 100 likes.